This morning I was looking at social media and a woman who grew up in Wynberg, Cape Town, South Africa, where I grew up, Natalie Klein Haupt, wrote about her childhood. And her childhood was so much like my childhood. She spoke about how we grew up riding our bicycles in the neighborhood, how we would go out to visit friends and tell our parents who we were going with, where we were going, and they would just give us one comment: be home before dark. Natalie and I grew up in an era where there were no cell phones, where common sense truly prevailed. If we ended up wanting to drink something, we went to the tap and opened up the tap and drank the water out of the tap, not out of a bottle, a plastic bottle. And if we wanted to have a luxury, we'd go to the corner store and buy a bottle of Coke. And that Coca-Cola came in a glass bottle. And we didn't just throw that glass bottle away or smash it. We saved that bottle to return to the store to get a refund on the deposit. We did not question what our parents earned and how much money they had. We knew that there wasn't going to be enough. So we respected the resource. And when a plate was put in front of us, we didn't say, oh, I don't want that. Or if mom was cooking a meal, make demands of what we wanted to eat. We ate what was in front of us. And we ate it with a smile, even if it was not exactly what we wanted. And when we went to our neighborhood, we interacted with adults. And we treated those adults with respect. If we were on a bus and an adult got into the bus and there was no other seat, you quickly stepped up and gave up your seat without a single question, without a single thought. When someone spoke to you responded with politeness. You responded with sincerity. And we were always aware of what our actions were. Yes, we were kids. Sometimes we misbehaved. We just never wanted to be caught by a neighbor or by a friend because they would pick up the telephone and phone home and say, hey, I just saw Neal doing something he shouldn't be doing. And when we got home, there was a question from our parents: why did you embarrass us? What were you thinking? There wasn't some defense of our parents to the neighbor of saying, oh, who are you to say what my kid is misbehaving? We truly were a community. I grew up during the apartheid era when the country's laws were about the color of our skin, where it was determined based on what your color of your skin was, where you could sit on the bus or the train, what neighborhood you were allowed to live in. And if you got a good job, you were not paid the same as somebody else. Apartheid was a hard period. And so we fought against injustice. We recognized what injustice was. We had no tolerance for bullies. We had no tolerance for people who wanted to put others down. I went to a very progressive high school, Livingston High School, where our teachers were political activists, were environmental activists. They were activists in the interest of education. And again, we used every moment to try and learn, to absorb as much knowledge as possible, because knowledge was the only way we were going to obtain freedom. Freedom to choose who we wanted to be, what we could do, where we could go, how we could build a future. As I reflect on those years of growing up in apartheid and growing up in Wynberg, as Natalie had described in her essay, how rich we truly were of that era, I come to realize that we really have one extremely precious commodity. That commodity is called time. How we use our time, what we do, our hobbies, our interests with our time, who we choose to spend that time with, is the most precious thing that we possibly can have as human beings. We cannot afford to waste time on people who are dream killers. We cannot afford to waste time on people who do not share our values, who do not respect who we are as human beings, who cannot teach us things of tremendous importance. Time is the most powerful aspect of life. Tick tock, tick tock. Every second is passing. We can't get back the second that has just gone. So let's not waste. Let us utilize each and every second to the best of our ability. Let us celebrate what we call life by using our time smartly and wisely with people who really truly matter. Time is valuable.